all your lesions have shrunk. They've all shrunk. What have you been doing? Because you're not on medication. I'd had a couple of MRIs. I had them every 6 months at that time. And I walked back into my neurologist's office, and each time there's always a pain in my stomach before I go in, because you don't know if they're going to tell you that you've got more lesions on your brain or your spine. You don't know if they're going to tell you, okay, you've got to go on a different medication now. And I had so many severe reactions to them. And I must point out, medications work great for people, and a lot of people, they just didn't work with my body and my reactions to them. But sitting down with my neurologist and him saying, what have you been doing? And I thought, I was trying to read his body language and his breathing. And so I started listing out everything, and he's like, okay, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And I was like, you're joking. Because James, it was in a way some of the simplest things. You know, forgiveness of myself was one of the biggest things, like actually surrendering to where I was at, not where I thought I should be, not where I wanted to be in the past, you know, letting all of that go. And that commitment to making myself happy every single day had me start exercising, had me start moving and speaking in a different way about myself, had me eating and making different choices about who I spoke with, you know, and who I hung out with. I mean, everything came through that filter of commitment to make myself happy. But that word, that sentence from a neurologist saying, you know, it's burnt out, your MS has left the building. You know, when you're doing incremental things over a long period of time, it isn't until you look back into that rearview mirror and see like such a transformation, because when you're in it every day, it doesn't feel like it, because, you know, you're just doing it. So yeah, I'd say that would be the moment.
Yeah, it's so powerful. And the decision to keep putting in the reps when you don't see the big changes, isn't it? It's like the discipline to keep going when you don't see results. It's only in a year, 2 years, 3 years, you know, whatever activity it is that you that you're able to look back and you can be proud of yourself for the journey that you've been on.
Totally. Yeah. And look, I say that with clients and stuff as well. You know, if you go into a gym and you work out for one day and you look in the mirror, you know, afterwards, you're not going to see any difference. You're probably not going to see any difference after a week. You might see a little one after a month. But I think when you can get to the point where you're not like in this fight or flight response trying to force something to happen, that you can allow yourself to be and develop yourself as you're going and embrace the person that you're becoming and unbecoming in the process, it becomes a beautiful process rather than a moving away from or being scared motivation that you're running away for something that's scaring you. You're moving towards that person that you want to be and the life you want to live.